Maximo Application Suite support. Let's talk about this for a minute. More often than not, when we're talking to customers who are looking for support for their Maximo implementation, typically they're looking in two areas. One is support for user tickets coming in. So it could be product usage related, it might be password resets, things like that. So generally kind of your help desk, call center, baseline stuff. The next area is with the application. So Maximo's broken, there's an error, and that may or may not be a configuration. It might be something that is an actual bug in the software, and taking care of that. In both of these scenarios, that support service it's just a cost, right? The value you're getting out of it is someone was able to get back in the system and do the job they were doing. But it's not helping in terms of growth at all. And so if we back up from that and we step back and we take a look at what the support levels are and what a center of excellence, which actually drives continuous return on investment, is, what that looks like, things start to change a little bit. So let's start with those support levels. So at the most basic level, you have support for the infrastructure of whatever is running your Maximo in that environment, how it's configured. If you're SaaS, then that's going to be managed by your cloud provider, whether it be Banetti Cloud, IBM Cloud, and that's going to be managed there. And then the next layer we have is that application layer. So how's the system configured? What are there potentially, bugs or issues with the actual implementation or the actual IBM code? And that's important because when we're focused on that as part of a continuous loop of returning some, making improvements and return on investment, we're going to look for opportunities to optimize things and get us out of continuously having tickets reported on the same item. And then it's in that user level support from there. And yes, users are reporting these errors, but that's an app issue versus a user issue. And user issues typically come in the form of, I wasn't fully trained, I don't remember my training, I've forgotten a business process, or maybe there's a gap in a business process. And so those are the kinds of things that with a Banetti support desk, what we do is we focus on ensuring that users understand what the process is within the software for their specific role. So we keep it focused on their job so that they can execute efficiently. And then that next level is your overall system effectiveness. How is the system working for us? What are we doing right? What could we do better at? And what's that theoretical overall effectiveness of our implementation? And that's based upon some metrics we set in place, which are also rooted in whatever level of maturity you're currently at. And then those metrics change as you grow. But with that stack, and with us being able to measure system effectiveness and look at how things map to your business practices, we can then feed that back into business process improvement and system optimization, which means a lot of times configuring more options, taking some fields off the screen, adding some new fields to the screen, changing the values and drop downs as the workforce matures and the usage of it matures. And when we get into that, and we get into that full center of excellence type support is no longer a cost center. Your support is actually now driving enterprise-wide ROI across the entire user base and all of those sites and plants that are using the Maximo platform. So when we talk about support here at Banetti, we're not focused simply on this little area of, I want to make sure people can log in and use the app. For us, we're really focused on how does support turn into continuous improvement and actually return a value back to your business and help you mature. So If you're looking at making improvements and you realize that this big bang approach to doing everything during an upgrade is not necessarily the most digestible and the most sustainable, then maybe a support program, a center of excellence, is the right approach for you, so that your people in the field are able to absorb these changes in form of digestible chunks, baby steps, if you will, that they can easily adopt, and it becomes a continuous improvement process where with each new thing they do, they're also seeing some value returned to them from the system. And that's the ideal scenario. If the people in the field tell us that, hey, the system's working for me and it's adding value, we know we've won. We know we're going to get good data, we're going to get accurate data, and we are going to be able to really position ourselves for future moves into true predictive maintenance and all those other things that people talk about but are really tough to achieve. So you want to get this done, you want to have your system improving, you want to get good data out of your people. Look at an approach other than Big Bang and something like a center of excellence support, centered around a support desk. So like, subscribe, reach out to us at upgrade@banetti.com, give us a phone call if you like, or shoot us that email. We would love to hear from you. Get ready with Banetti.